Hello, YouTube and everyone. I am so sorry that it's been so long since my last update. I'm gonna try to make my labor and delivery video right now. It might be 2 parts, I'm not sure. So I guess we'll just start from the very beginning. I might have a little trouble remembering clearly because it's been a couple months. So anyway, it all started on Saturday, August 13th. I had just gotten out of the shower that day at about noon, and I had noticed like I felt some, I would describe it as cramping. So I kind of paid attention to it for a little bit and was like, oh, maybe these are contractions, but they weren't what I was expecting as far as pain goes. So I was like, oh no, they're probably not. I'm just having, late pregnancy cramping. I don't know. But anyway, so I decided to keep it to myself, not say anything, not to get anyone like excited that anything was going to happen. Because at this point, we were all just like waiting, paying attention to everything that happened with me, and yeah, so maybe like an hour later, after the cramping was still going on, I mentioned it to my sister, and my mom was there, of course, too. So told my mom as well, and from then on we started timing them to see if they were really regular cramps or actual contractions. So we started timing them. By now it was probably like 1:30, and they were coming, the contractions were coming every, I don't know, anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. And so, oh my gosh, sorry, I'm kind of losing my train of thought. So anyway, the day kind of went on, and all we did that day was time contractions. Not even kidding. We sat in the living room right over there and timed my contractions. And until about 8:30 at night, we were all like, okay, let's watch a movie or something to get our minds off of this. And if it's the real thing, we'll know it, and when it's time to go, we'll go. So we watched a movie, and when it was over, I had noticed that the contractions were getting a lot stronger. I was starting to have to like stop and take a deep breath, not really talk to anyone through the contractions. So we decided that we should go to the hospital. And I showered again. That was the second time that day, but I just wanted to make sure I was going to feel clean as possible, I hate that feeling when you haven't showered for a while, and childbirth, I don't know, it could get a little messy. So it was like 10 o'clock at this point on Saturday night, and we get to the hospital, and they put the little monitors on me, and sure enough, I was actually contracting pretty good. And as the night went on, time for me during all this is really warped. I really don't know what happened when, but I'm gonna guess like probably around midnight or 1 in the morning. The midwife that was on call, Rhonda, she came in and told me that I could either go home, which she recommended, or stay at the hospital. And by the way, I was still only 3 centimeters dilated and 90% effaced, which was the same as I had been at my appointment the week before. And so, I don't know why it's lagging right now, sorry. So anyway, I opted to stay at the hospital because I just felt more comfortable, just in case anything happened throughout the night. I just wanted to be there already and, not have to repack everything, load it up in the car again and whatnot. So to sleep, they gave me morphine, which I was really skeptical about getting because I've never heard of that being used on a pregnant woman. But anyway, they gave it to me, and it didn't do anything at all. I stayed up the whole night contracting, and nurses kept coming in and out to do their thing, check contractions, whatever they do, and they kept saying, "Oh, you really need to sleep. You should sleep." And I was like, I'm trying. I am so trying. Every time I would kind of maybe nod off, another contraction would wake me up. So, anyways, my sister had stayed the night with me that night in the hospital, and about 8 in the morning, or maybe, no, wait, I forgot something. At 4 in the morning, I woke her up because I just couldn't take it. I was lonely, I was up, and I wanted someone to hang out with. So I woke my sister up, of course, and shortly after I did, I thought I had felt like a popping sensation with my last contraction. And sure enough, when I got up, my water had broken. So I was super excited that it broke on its own because I wasn't really making any progress throughout the night. I was still about 3 centimeters and 90% of face. So they were talking about maybe having to do Pitocin if nothing was happening. But once my water broke, I dilated to a 4, and I don't remember if I had thinned out anymore. Hold on, I got cookies in the oven. Sorry guys, hold on. Okay. Alright, sorry. Okay, so where was I? My water had just broken, I dilated to 4, and so I was making a tiny bit of progress. But by this point, I was so worn out. Time just kept going on, and before I knew it, it was like 8 in the morning, and I was getting really tired. I wanted to sleep. I'd been up for 24 hours at this point, and I was considering getting the epidural, which, if you guys watched my videos before, you would know that I wanted to do a natural childbirth, natural as possible, without any medicine. Long story short, I got the epidural, and let me tell you, it is amazing. I totally changed my whole perspective on it. It worked awesome. But before I got the epidural, I really wanted to be able to get up and walk around some more, so I did that. I got in the tub. The jetted tub is awesome. For you ladies that are still pregnant out there and you don't know what your birth plan is, put the tub in the birth plan. It's great for your contractions. Feels really good. So anyway, after I got out of the tub, about 10:30 in the morning, the anesthesiologist came in to do my epidural, and I have never heard of an epidural taking almost an hour. I'm not exaggerating, I'm not being dramatic. My epidural literally took 50 minutes. He just could not get it in there, and he's not a new anesthesiologist. He had been doing it for almost 30 years, and he said that in all his 30 years, he's never had such a hard time. I don't know why. But anyway, once I got my epidural, that's when I really started to progress. Every hour pretty much, I had gone up at least a centimeter or 2. So the day went on, and by like 5 o'clock this is now Sunday, August 14th, late Sunday evening, about 5 o'clock, I was dilated to 10 and all the way thinned out. So they told me that I could start pushing soon, and it was probably, I don't know, 5:30 or 6 when I started pushing. Actually probably a little earlier. I probably started pushing about 5 o'clock. I pushed for like a good hour and a half, but towards the end of me trying to push, he was just in a weird position. His head was kind of at an angle, and he wasn't really coming down into the pelvis much. And also his heartbeat was going up really, really high. It was in the 200s, and they didn't want to have him do that for too much longer. So in the end, I ended up getting a C-section, and I will tell you guys more about that in the next part to this video. So yeah, stay tuned.